Hi and welcome. Blackthorne Bridge Club is a group of role players venturing into the world of Call of Cthulhu. Chapter 1 is a bespoke story, a one-shot playthrough broken up into 3 episodes. Based in New York, it follows 4 investigators. Paul, a New York detective. Nancy, his daughter and a history scholar. Jess, Paul's aunt and an author in her own right. And Henri, Paul's Belgian neighbour. It also follows a series of strange events around the Blackthorne apartment building. Call of Cthulhu is a trademark of the fabulous Chaosium Incorporated, and while our atmospheric music is provided by Graham Plowman of the Cthulhu Mythos music fame, which is available on YouTube. At the conclusion of Chapter 1, we'll provide the one-shot free of charge for those that may wish to run this themselves. For now, please enjoy. We're in New York in the 1920s. 1923 to be exact. The city has nearly 6 million residents and is the centre of manufacturing, commerce and culture within the United States. Immigration entering through the port and migrants coming by road and rail feed the city's thriving economy. They call it the Great Migration. Between 1917 and 1925, 200,000 African Americans alone migrated to the city. New York now produces 1/12 of all manufacturing in the nation. It's a thriving metropolis, the land of dreams. As with many dreams though, there is a dark underbelly. Prohibition created an opportunity for bootleg alcohol, and organised crime seized on the market niche. Speakeasies appeared as if by magic, not only to those select few found in underground basements and behind reinforced doors. For now though, we keep our attention above ground in downtown New York. We're at Blackthorne Apartments, a middle-class apartment building with a checkered past. We open our scene with Aunt Jess arriving in the building by cab after a long train journey from Chicago. Alright, so here we are. The change to the New York zoning laws in 1901 authorised builders to erect fireproof buildings as tall as twice the width of the street. Effectively, that meant that a 10-storey building on the crosstown streets and 12-storey buildings on the broad north-south avenues with corresponding minimum building widths. With that, architects embraced the Art Deco style of apartment building. Blackthorne Apartments, with its red brick, cast iron and brown stone, the building displays intriguing shapes and angles hidden in a regular rectangular building, bit with features such as limited spires and even gargoyles. The entry from the street is via an impressive double door set with massive brass handles. The impressive entry, mostly left for space for effect, is tiled in the style of the day, resplendent with an impressive chandelier in the centre of the lobby. Without the controversy of the past, the address would have been, undoubtedly, one which was sought after. After a long trip lasting just over 24 hours, including various stops, Aunt Jess arrives at Grand Central Station in New York to start her 3-week vacation with her nephew and his daughter. Taking a cab from the station to the Blackthorne Apartments building in which Paul and Nancy live, Jess sees the call button on the outside of the main entrance door. Paul, as usual, has arranged for a bridge game tonight with themselves and their friends Henri. Over to you, Jess.
You might not even go and pick up Jess.
Paul, what sort of nephew are you, Paul?
He sounds terrible. I'm sure I would have gone and picked her up.
I'll ring on the bell.
Hi, hello.
Whoa, so lovely to see you
How
again.
are you?
Fantastic.
Excellent. Come in.
It was a long trip, but
I'm sure it was.
yes.
And Nancy, you hear your Aunt Jess come in through the front door.
Jess!
Nancy,
Oh,
look at you.
Yes, lovely to see you.
Oh,
Got
I
any
just-
stories?
Wow.
Got any leads?
working on lots of stuff at the moment, but I want to hear about your studies.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. I've got it together. I'd
Got
love
it
to hear.
together?
Yeah. I've got a lot of people helping me, so it'll be fine. Just love to hear your lead.
Lead?
Yeah, I'm sure
Your
you've got
latest
a
book.
lead. Yes. God.
Have you got a lead, Jess, on something?
No leads at all. Just working hard on stuff.
She's been shrewd as always.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, we can talk about it later. Come on in.
Yes.
All right, so you get in and you catch up over some non-alcoholic drinks.
I suppose I'll make a nice pot of tea.
You could make a pot of tea.
All
Now,
that
the
good
interesting
stuff.
thing about prohibition, which is obviously in play, is that it's actually not illegal to drink alcohol. It's illegal to buy or sell it, or make it. So if you actually had alcohol from pre-prohibition, you can legally drink it quite easily. So I don't know, Paul, maybe you do have.
I don't know. I've probably confiscated plenty from other people.
A tea would be lovely.
We'll make some nice tea.
So you have a nice cup of tea with nothing else in it.
What time is it? Like afternoon?
It's in the afternoon, and you shoot the breeze with Aunt Jess and Nancy for a while.
Looking forward to the bridge game.
Have a dinner, and then eventually around 8 o'clock, there's a knock at the door.
Hello.
Hello.
It is Henri, your
Henri,
neighbour
come in,
and
my
bridge
friend.
partner, to come in.
Come in.
Are we ready for cards?
I believe we are ready for cards. Nancy's been waiting all day.
More than happy to have Aunt Jess here. More than happy.
And it's lovely to have Henry here too. Henry.
Though, many Americans call him Henry, that's just... I don't know, how do you feel about that, Henry?
There's something we getting used to.
Very good. All right, so you start your game, you get into it, you guys enjoy it very much. Not so much,
No.
it passes the time.
I get a free drink out of it,
Yeah, and you've got a drink out of it, and you're sitting there,
Drink.
Yeah,
What
no.
drink?
No, the other drink.
The other drink. What
The
other
other
drink?
one out of the cabinet over there.
You've been hitting my cabinet again, young lady.
well, she could. You were
Well.
young relatively, but
I actually use it to gain information, so I think it's put to good use.
Oh, we'll talk about this later.
you're having fun. You're playing Nancy.
Yes.
During the game, after an hour or so,
Oh, God, an hour.
you notice something funny. Apart from the fact that you bought chickens. Initially, your eyes seem a bit blurry. Then you look down at your cards, and it looks like the King of Clubs has the head of a frog on it.
Oh, my God. What sort of frog? Do I recognise it?
It looks like a poisonous South American frog.
Oh, so you're going to say it's a
Give me
French
a sanity
frog.
roll.
Yes.
Sanity? You'll
Yes.
have to tell me what ones
That's your-
to do.
Just roll your dice.
One, what's a seven?
Zero.
Well, that's, roll
gotta
the
do two.
percentile.
Oh,
So what's that? 0, 4.
okay.
Okay, so that's a really good. So you don't
That's
lose any
very
sanity.
nice.
But it pops back to being the normal King of Clubs.
I take note.
You take note?
I take
Okay.
note. I actually want to investigate that when I go back to school.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think next day would I be there?
Oh, yeah, but we
Or-
still haven't finished this day.
Okay, that's fine. So unless I've got a book in my room,
You might.
yeah, so I could actually go and check it out and see if it actually would exist in the area of that.
Right, okay.
Because I'm curious.
You're curious. All right, so
Yes.
Nancy
Are
excuses us.
we going to finish our bridge game?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah,
you all
yeah,
right?
I've just dealt my hand, so off you go.
So Nancy could be the dummy hand this round, so therefore she's not playing.
I'm the dummy hand, so yeah, that's fine. So I'll go off to my room.
You go up to your room.
That's what I'm wrong about bridge.
And
So-
then we have 4 people.
Yes.
Yeah, dummy around.
But one of them's a dummy.
Give me a history roll.
I don't know how to do that.
Just roll percentile.
Yeah.
Look at your history number
Okay.
and get under
so
that. So which one's tens?
Which one's the 10?
Yeah.
I'll do the clear. Oh, 12.
12. That's a really good research.
Yeah.
In fact, you're looking through all
I'm
of
very
this stuff.
good. If
Well,
you
well, obviously, very good. That's an
So,
excellent success.
You
So-
know, do you know? Well, I shouldn't say. I'm just saying to myself, I earn my right to be in that class.
You do earn your right
I
to be
am
in
the
that
top
class.
female person. Forget about the other girl. I am the top female person.
This is true. There are only two of
Only
you.
two of us there, so yes, I'm very pleased with myself.
But yes, something strange. It's actually not a South American frog at all.
Oh, I didn't think so. I had my doubts.
You have your doubts?
Yes, so
Do
where's
you know, it looks very much like
Mm-hmm.
an Egyptian representation of something.
Ah.
Can't quite pick it, but
Egyptian
you've
frog.
actually seen it before somewhere.
I've seen it before
Yes.
of something. Is it on the building, on the
Been
outside?
drinking way more of my booze.
no.
Something
you
from
are.
your,
Is it
something
in
from your
this-
studies, no?
No, in my studies.
Something from your studies, you think
Something
maybe.
from my studies. Well, I'm going to delve a bit further
All
into
right,
that.
well you can do
So
that.
when it's time to actually retire for the night, I'm not going to.
Right, okay, very good.
Yes. So that's my plan.
And as you're sort of digging away, there's
On my
another knock
room?
at the door. No, the front door.
Oh, the front
I guess I'll get up and go and answer it.
I ignore it.
Okay, you open the door but see no one there. Indeed, no one's in the corridor at all. But looking down, you see a large envelope.
Oh dear. I guess I'll pick up the envelope and
Right, okay. What are you going to do?
read it, open it.
Okay, well, okay. The envelope contains somewhat of a surprise. It contains a poster to the Howard Carter exhibition and talk at the National History Museum on Thursday night,
Does that mean anything?
and
to
4
me?
tickets to the event. The talk itself will be attended by the elite of New York society, and the tickets are incredibly difficult to obtain, especially at this late stage. As you would probably know, Howard Carter discovered Tutankhamun's tomb recently, and this is the tour he's doing of the United States with all of the artifacts.
Why the hell would he invite a detective, a New York detective, to
It's probably more
such a
me.
thing?
Right.
Well, I'll show everyone. It's
And coincidentally,
ticket.
there are 4 tickets.
4 tickets, 4 people.
I'm excited.
Oh.
You're excited?
I am excited about this because I actually know about King Tut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not really.
Yeah.
Natural world isn't relevant to that, is it? It's more history.
It would indeed be history, yes.
And archaeology.
Yes.
So yes.
Well, I've got
Have I
some
done a thesis
archaeology,
on
but
Howard
not much.
Carter?
I don't think you've done a thesis on Carter. I mean, Carter still is obviously quite famous, but
So we all know him, but
you, oh, absolutely, you would know.
or
him.
know of him.
Yes. Not know him personally, unless he's committed a crime and you've arrested
Well, I'm
him.
going to have to buy some new scruffy clothes.
Some new scruffy clothes, indeed.
Might have to have a shave this weekend.
So 4 tickets, and when is it for?
It's for Thursday night.
What day is it today?
It was, in fact, was it Wednesday?
Okay.
The 22nd?
Tomorrow night.
Right.
Okay.
Well, this is exciting.
Is there a dress code on the tickets?
One would assume that it is
If
formal.
it's
Formal?
black tie.
The elite.
I'm just going to have to not enjoy this.
Very good.
Mm.
Oh my God, it's Grand Central
Yeah, I
Station.
was just about to say that.
Hello.
You open the door and you see Jane Carlo, Rita Swanston's maid from apartment 5C. Upon seeing you, Jane is excited. Hello there, she says. Rita has heard that Miss Jessica Fellows has been seen in the building and was wondering whether she was here again on a holiday. As you might know, Rita Swanson is a retired silent film actor who lives in the building. She'd love to have her, and yourselves of course, around for a small dinner party Wednesday next week if you're free. Can I let her know you'll be in attendance? She is a huge fan of Miss Fellows and is very, very excited to meet her.
When are you
Oh,
heading
yeah.
back?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
Miss
I'm here
Rose.
for 3 weeks, so yes.
3 weeks.
Fantastic.
Lovely.
I'm sure Rita would love it. She's
Yes.
dying to meet you. She's read
my
all of your stuff.
People have been dying to me.
Oh, absolutely. So I'll tell her then that you're a yes.
Yes, definitely.
And Mr. Lancel, you're a yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
And your daughter and Mr. Laurent as well?
Oui.
Lovely. Okay, I'll pass that on. She will be over the moon.
So that's next
She-
Wednesday.
rushes off down the
So
corridor.
who's going to bang on the door next?
Is that a free dinner or just a
It's
get
a free
together
dinner. It's a dinner party.
dinner party?
I had a question.
Yes.
These door knocks keep happening throughout the
No.
night, like
Only when
1
you're-
a.m.
Only when you're here, apparently.
Just thought I'd check.
It is in fact a very good question, Ray. Yes.
Yeah, I
No.
was hoping for apartment 2A instead.
Paul, what's apartment 2A?
Oh, no, that's alright. Never you mind.
It's fantastic catching up as a family again. Aunt Jess generally feels at home in the company of Paul and Nancy, and have been quite close since the death of Paul's wife, her niece Dana. The trio sometimes with their friend Honore visit the landmarks again, eat the famous New York pizza, and enjoy each other's company. Is there anything you want to do?
I like to do more research,
Right, okay. Anything specific?
more on Howard Carter, now that I know that, we're obviously going to go and see him.
Okay.
Like, is this a meet and greet type of thing, or is this more like have a look at the
It's a presentation.
collection that he's got?
Yeah, so
So- I assume there's some kind of detective research I can do on this guy.
on Howard Carter.
Howard Carter. Yeah.
Well, he's quite a public figure, so he's very well known. So the tomb of Tutankhamun was known by its number, which was called KV62. Tutankhamun reigned from 1334 to 1325 BC and was the pharaoh of the 18th dynasty of ancient Egypt. The tomb itself was discovered last year by excavators led by Howard Carter. And it was, of course, quite famous because it contained most of the treasures that were laid with him. So in other words, tomb raiders hadn't actually got to it.
Okay.
A lot of it was financed by the Earl of Carnarvon. And in fact, there's a lot of mythology, even at your time, around this because people started dying after opening the tomb,
Yeah.
including the Earl himself.
Hmm.
But there are amazing ancient artworks and artifacts. And they would be
Is
on
my
this-
frog there?
Don't know.
Searching.
Well,
The
you,
literature.
you can't see. Well, okay, give me a roll. Let's see. Have a look. See what.
So my clear one's always the. What's that?
Is the New York Police providing security for this
64.
event?
64.
I don't know what am I meant to be doing.
History.
Hush Stone. That's a 75.
So it's a success. It's not a great success.
Okay.
We'll get back to you in a second. And you were looking around for the frog.
Yeah.
Look, could be you haven't seen it in any of the literature so far, though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. Howard Carter's exemplary explorer and expeditionist. So British.
Well, that's how I would provide my security or anything.
Um,
I meant
No, they
on their own.
organise the museum would organise it, and they're probably liaised with the department. So if you check with them, they'll give you it as a freebie. They've alerted you, and there are extra police in the area. But the
Police
security,
chief going to be there.
indeed, he is.
Oh, interesting.
He is part of New York society. So yes, he would be.
I guess I'll be running into him then.
In fact, you might be.
I'm Christian. I'm playing Henri Laurent, the very charming and charismatic Belgian retired concierge.
One of the most memorable events of the 1920s was the discovery of the tomb of Tutankhamun, known also by its tomb number KV62. Tutankhamun's tomb was discovered in 1922 by excavators led by Howard Carter. As a result of the quantity and spectacular appearance of the burial goods, the tomb attracted media frenzy and became the most famous find in the history of Egyptology. The death of Carter's patron, the Earl of Carnarvon, in the midst of the excavation process, inspired speculation that the tomb was cursed. Nancy, doing research, comes across an article in the Chicago Daily, the Bugle, about a crazy cult.
Oh. Oh, okay.
When our cult's
What
crazy.
month are we in now?
You're in
Certainly non-crazy.
in August.
We're August.
Yes.
And what year? So,
23.
23. Okay.
Is it anything you wish to share with the group, or are you keeping that secret?
Oh, I'm still ready. I'll have a look.
Some people always so mysterious.
Okay, I'll read it out.
Okay.
I just happened to find this article. Thought you guys might be interested.
Yes,
A bit better than, Bridge. But anyway,
definitely.
it's from the Bugle, which is a Chicago daily paper, and it's Crazy Cult.
Is that a Murdoch press?
Yeah.
It's probably his great grandfather, yes.
Oh, and there's going to be a new Fellows book out soon. That might be of interest to you, Jess.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, I've been
yeah.
doing a bit of research into cults.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
very good.
I'll tell you about this one. All Hallows Eve took a deadly turn last night when police, you probably know them, Dad,
Do I know anything about this?
Not the Chicago
were
police
called
thing.
out to a disturbance in the suburbs. Neighbours had previously reported strange music and chanting coming from the basement of the house. This is November 1920, by the way.
Oh,
I've got to set
Couple
the
of years
scene.
ago.
I really should have started with that. But anyway. Upon police attending the site, a gunshot was heard together with screaming. Witnesses report to the Bugle that 2 bodies were removed from the house, one with a gunshot wound, but also one that seemed to have been attacked by a wild animal. Good for a story. Police have no formal comment on the incident as yet, but it is believed that the occupants of the house, 2012 Elm Street, were known occultists and had invited friends to some sort of service to mark Halloween. Several other people provided statements and were free to go, said the police. And then the book, hey, you are here. Celebrated Chicago-based author Jessica Fellows, are you withholding is due to release her new fiction book, The Curse of Street, next month. You haven't told us about that.
Well, this is 1920, so this has already been released.
I know, but she didn't tell us that it was in relation to this crazy cold.
Might not be. That could be a completely separate article.
Oh, I don't know. It's on the same page. It's got to be related. In an interview with the Bugle, Miss Fellows said that this was one of her more difficult novels to write, having to describe several gruesome scenes in the final stages of the book. Westerfold Books have organised a reading and signing event that Miss Fellows will attend on the day of the launch. Due to the expected popularity of the event, bookings must be made at the store to secure your seat. So what can you remember about the cult thing?
Oh yes, the book signing was fantastic. There were so many people there, and they're always happy and asking lots of questions. And
Did you
how
ever
do
go
I come
into
up
a
with
cult
these ideas?
to do research?
No, of course not. I just
Really?
read up on these things.
Read up on that. I don't know about that. It seemed pretty vivid, your descriptions.
Yes.
Surely you must have integrated into some sort of cult.
You've got to use your imagination with these things. It's
You're
not
kidding,
all
your arms
just
have been a
research.
cult.
No, it's research. You involve yourself into the environment.
How do you do
I
your
don't involve
research?
myself in
How
murders to
reading
solve
books.
them.
Yes. And my memory and my vision
Yes.
gets absorbed into it. I feel like I'm there sometimes.
I think you've been having way too much of my booze. I'm locking that cabinet up from now on.
So how did you work out all these gruesome scenes? How did you finally put that together?
Wow, it's
gruesome.
yes, they were very gruesome, and like I was going through actually a bit of a dark time there, and was having vivid nightmares, and the book almost just wrote itself from my nightmares.
Your nightmares. What were you doing to have the nightmares?
I think it was just all the research into these occults, and just read some very disturbing tales and
Maybe I might have dreams of
otherworldly
frogs.
events happening in these occults. But
Yeah.
yes.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
Mm.
Anyway, conversation goes on
And on.
and on and on. Nancy obviously has a keen interest in these things.
Mm.
And Aunt Jess obviously has a lot of knowledge, having written many, many books on many subjects. Before long, the weeks passed, you've spent lots of time together, and it's the night of the presentation of Howard Carter at the museum.
Mm.
Are you doing anything special to get ready?
No.
I'm putting on my finest Sunday suit if I've got one.
Oh yeah, you'll have one.
I actually will just put my normal, ordinary kind of clothes on, nothing too fancy.
Right.
Excuse me, young lady, you
Well-
will not.
And it's presentable.
You can't go to that kind of event dressed like you're going to school.
No, it's fine. I'm going.
Put
I've
my
got
foot
it.
down on this.
I ignore.
All right, now her dress has a footprint on it.
Oh my god, kids these days. In my day,
You arrive at the impressive New York Museum of Natural History, founded this year by Henry Collins Brown, a Scottish-born writer with the vision for a populist approach to the city. The expansive entrance in the structure is across a well-tended green, spotted with trees to provide shade in the summer. Entering via the front stairs, you pass through a semi-permanent Great Birds of the World display, and walking down the hall, lined with columns, to the passage of the Astronomical Hall, with their displays of the planets in space. Off to the right, you see the exhibition itself, in the Roosevelt African Hall, and even from the entrance to the event, a large bas-relief stone blocks dominate the view. Several glass cases containing more delicate and valuable items can also be spied. People are walking around with canapes on trays, drinks to be had.
I'll go and get a drink, and I'll go and get some canapes.
Right.
I'm going to look for my frog.
Right, okay, well,
Right.
with the mission,
I am.
Nancy is off.
Yes.
Jessica, you doing anything specific?
No, I'll have a drink, a nice soda water perhaps, and I'll just stroll through, looking at the displays.
so, do I recognise any of the other guests?
Oh, look, give me a roll of sorts then, Paul.
Oh, on what?
Spot hidden.
I do have spot hidden.
That would be very
85.
good.
So this will be the 10s. That's 2. 20. That's a
20, that's a good roll.
that's a good roll, yes.
So yes, indeed, you can see lots of people around there. You can see the mayor, you can see the police chief talking to the mayor, you can see a lot of the captains of industry around, hobnobbing it with people, some very rich people, some musical stars, some silent film stars, everything. So the elite of New York society is here, which makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable.
That's what I was thinking. So the police chief is talking to the mayor.
Indeed, the
I'll
police
keep
chief is
my eye
talking
on
to the
him.
mayor. So Nancy, give me a roll.
Well, it's probably not good. 93.
90.
That's very far from good.
You're obviously quite thirsty when you're looking for any frogs or things, and you probably consumed a little bit of champagne. So you're starting to not
Maybe a
really,
little.
yeah,
Come on,
on your
yeah.
third glass.
Oh my
You're
god.
starting to
I've raised an
just,
alcoholic.
maybe
I'm
just get a
seeing
little bit
frogs
happy.
everywhere.
No, who really cares about the frogs anyway?
Oh yeah, true.
You know, what,
Yeah.
with champagne this good, who needs frogs?
Yeah, exactly. I'm buying it.
Very good.
Mm.
Okay,
I'll just prop myself up
okay.
next to one of those column things.
Right, so the statue wobbles a little bit
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
comes back.
Yeah.
Honore, you doing
I start
anything
talking to
specific? Okay, you start talking to the statue.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I'll escort Jessica through and just look
Ah,
at the jokes as we
lovely.
go.
A perfect Belgian gentleman.
Oh,
Well done.
budding romance.
Give me a history roll in your inebriated state.
So would that be a 1/5?
It's up to history of how much I've had to drink tonight.
And use
Yep.
disadvantage because you're drunk.
0.
So no, 18. That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
So even with disadvantage, you're swaying and leaning against the thing, and a lot of the bas relief on the stonework relates to some very ancient Egyptian deities
Okay.
called Kek and Kaukek. Kaukek is noted for its association with frogs.
Oh, with poison darts.
With frogs, not poison darts.
Okay. So what is it, cow kek?
Kaukeket, Kaukek.
Yeah. Associated with frogs.
You hear the ringing of a handbell, and the staff start ushering you towards the hall itself, back from where you came. Instead of turning left to leave, you turn right and enter via the side entrances the great lecture hall and gallery. There you take your place amongst the tiered seats with other guests, facing the stage where Howard Carter himself will appear. Before too long, a well-dressed, moustached gentleman wearing a bow tie and hat takes the stage. It's Howard Carter. He begins by thanking his backers in England and the help he hired to assist with the dig. He then moves on to a blow-by-blow description of finding the tomb, the excitement of realising that they had beaten the dreaded grave robbers to their discovery. The discussion then moves to when he is considering opening the king's coffin, and suddenly there is the sound of breaking glass.
I was just going to ask you if I'd seen anything suspicious
Was
in
it
all
me?
this time.
No, but you may have dropped a glass in your time. Gunfire and screaming coming from outside the lecture hall. People begin to panic, rushing out the exits as the security for the museum usher Carter out through the side exit.
So is the gunshot sort of like coming in like...
Do I have
Do
my
I
service pistol with me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Would you bring your service pistol to something like this, do you think?
Yes, it's a dress one.
I hope so.
Let's see,
You
give
would.
me a good luck roll and see what happens.
Where's my good luck?
Luck.
Oh, so just up here.
Yep.
Oh, like 50. Alright, 10. 5. 51. And
Oh, you realised that you were going to put it with your dress uniform and you left it on the counter right by the front door.
Alright, well, I'm
So
not
you are
rushing in.
weaponless.
I'm not rushing to where the noise of
I'm
the
hiding
gunshots are.
behind the statue pole thing.
Okay, so you're hiding
Yeah.
there are people running around.
Yeah.
There are guards coming through.
Because I couldn't run if I tried, really.
But you could.
I'll
That was
fly
private.
You
over.
could.
It's private security, wasn't it?
Yeah, but there are police now there as well too.
Mm.
Oh, some of my underlings are here.
Is that probably safest to stay with Paul?
Yes, probably
Yes.
safest to stay with Paul indeed.
So,
Okay, so everyone just roll me 1d10.
5.
Yeah,
7. 0.
that's a 10. No,
10.
I
You
got a 4.
notice that Jessica, one of the cases is actually shattered.
So, do I think that they were maybe trying to shoot to steal something rather than to shoot at?
Well, it's interesting. You have a look, and because Howard Carter was actually in the lecture theatre at the time, so they wouldn't have been shooting at him.
Because the gunshot was out in the...
Is where you are now,
Yeah.
out in the gallery.
But I'm in the lecture hall or whatever.
Well, you've run out of the lecture hall.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up and have a look at what was behind the shattered glass.
Okay.
Jessica, careful.
All right. In fact, there is an inscription there, which is the. It said here is the papyrus of Annie. ANI.
Is it actually still there or has it been stolen?
Nothing's in the case.
Nothing's in the case.
Well, once I know about that, I'll research it back home. Actually, they've got a library there, haven't they?
At the museum, well, not for the public.
Just can I use my history to see if I know anything about Annie in relation to
Well-
Tut?
Go for it.
Okay.
Give me a roll.
10 and 7. 72, which is not going to cut it.
You reckon it's something written on papyrus.
Yeah. I'll
In high regard.
Probably
So it doesn't look
starting
like
from
someone.
letter A.
I'm with them, so I'll have a go.
All right.
1, 5, 15, and my history is like 75. I'm all over this. What do we know?
Okay, the papyrus of Annie is a piece which is written obviously in hieroglyphics with lots of illustrations. It is believed to be a missing part of the Egyptian Book of the Dead.
Ooh.
Does it look like they shot the glass up? It doesn't look like hit it with a pipe or something.
No, it looks like they smashed the glass. In the distance, you start to hear someone taking charge, and Paul, you look over, and it's the chief, Francis Price.
And talk to the chief.
Started
and see what's
organising
going
this.
on.
Paul, what are you doing here?
I was invited.
Oh, very good, very good. Terrible
You know,
business
there's
here.
a papyrus scroll that's been stolen out
Oh,
of the
well,
case there.
no, we haven't quite got there yet,
Oh,
but
well, yes.
apparently the would-be thief took a shot at one of the security guards.
Oh my God, is he alright?
Well, yes, apparently he's fine, he's alive.
Is
but,
it one of ours or one of the
No,
private
it was the museum security guard. So, not that that's any better, but
Did he get a description of the person who shot at him?
no. Apparently, very dark and was
Oh,
wearing a hood and couldn't be seen. So no descriptions, sadly. But we've closed the area off, and we're just going to make sure that everyone's safe
Is there
first.
anything you want me to do?
Look, no,
Particular?
you're off duty. I think the force can handle that, Paul. But we might catch up tomorrow.
Sounds good.
So, is there anything else that you guys wish to do?
I'd like
What
to
have I got?
examine
Spot
that
hidden.
case a bit.
All right. What do
Yeah.
you do? You look at the case. It was very nice, obviously, oblong sort of glass case.
Yeah.
How big is this
This spot.
papyrus?
Not long. It was in a scroll tube, so generally a couple of feet long. Be priceless.
And has Howard Carter been ushered away?
Yeah, you can't see him anywhere now. So
He's gone. We didn't get value for money.
So do we know if there was more than one person, more than one thief or whatever?
oh no, look, the chief says, look, we think it was only one person.
One person.
Obviously, some lunatic after something from the display.
It's
Which
interesting-
side was it
interesting
smashed
time
from?
to steal something when there's
If
a
it's
whole
square,
pile of people there.
if it's whatever square
Mhm.
rectangle, was it hit this way, hit that way, hit that way?
How would you tell?
How? Where the glass lies on the ground,
Well, the glass is kind of shattered all over. but-
all over.
So there was a spot hidden to see if there's
But
anything.
I
I'd
can do
Oh,
spot
okay, go.
hidden
We'll
too.
try spot in. Yeah, have a look.
so 75.
Oh,
So
got a 10. That's
7.
10, 6.
73, I'll just make it.
What happens if I got a 0 and as my first one, and then a 6?
That's 6.
Well, 6.
That's still 6. Okay, well, spot hidden 75.
Okay, you think that clearly because of the pattern of distribution of the glass, you think the glass has been shattered. Okay,
Oh,
you think the glass has been shattered from the front by the use of a hammer into the middle, spreading the glass out the back and the sides, some on top, so the papyrus could have been damaged.
Damage.
Couldn't take the
Yeah,
line.
okay.
But they had obviously tried to avoid damage to it, taken the actual papyrus itself and the scroll case that was in the display cabinet.
And there was no
And-
witnesses to this.
Well, apparently you haven't seen any yet, apart from the security guard who came across the scene.
Where's the likely entry points for that person to go up and hit it with the hammer from that direction? What was sort of...
Well, the museum kind of has 4 exits really in each of the cardinal points. So,
Okay.
but yeah, you you think about it though, and you think about the fact that there are a whole lot of people here, there's a whole lot of security guards, a few police.
It's one of the people that were intending.
Doesn't
A
make
ticketed
sense
person.
that you would rob something like this many people and stuff.
But also, I mean, Nancy's got a point.
Yeah, that's
How
right.
could someone like that get out?
Could be an
They're
inside
still
job.
here. They're
So
still...
they were wearing a
cloak and a cape, almost like
a black
cow
cow.
costume.
I don't know. Do you
Yeah.
think?
What do
Jess?
you
Sounds
think?
like the kind of thing.
Jess?
No, the
Yeah.
place like
Person
questioning
would-
everyone. Have they got?
Sounds
Are they
like
questioning
something
everybody
cool.
on the way
Oh
out?
yeah, look, the police are there and they're taking statements.
I might
So
go and
that
ask.
gunshot was a diversion.
Well,
That's
the
what I'm
official
thinking
story
of.
that you're hearing is that in fact one of the security guards came upon the man or the person
Mm.
and they were shot at by the.
Okay.
Can I go and question this security guard?
Of course, you're a detective. You do what you want.
Excellent.
You go to try to find the security guard and you realise that he's been taken to hospital.
Unless you shot him, John.
Oh dear. So did a pretty good job of trying to shoot him.
Is
So
there
he was
anywhere
actually
in the
hit.
room that you could actually hide this scroll case and
Probably.
yeah, I'd like to have a look just because I don't think it's gone. I think it's still there in the room hidden.
So how obvious are you going to be, given that there are security guards in
Well, I'll
place
do it. I don't care. I'm going to be obvious.
here? Okay.
I'll search the room.
I think me being a woman would just blend in really.
So,
That and a drunk.
so a drunk woman feeling around the base of the exits. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
and around the other areas too. I want to see if anything's hidden behind another structure. And plus, I'm sobering up now, anyways. But
I'll just look for anything that's obviously
yeah,
to me.
all right. Well, you both do a spot hidden.
So it's actually 85, not 70. But anyway. 3,
24.
32. So that's a very
Number
good.
75.
So is that one of your? Sorry, you've got a.
Spot hidden is I did 25.
Okay, so
So,
you both really look over the
Mm.
place quite a bit. Crevices, any secret compartments,
yeah,
those sorts of
behind
things.
statues and
You get questioned along the way, but given that your
Yeah.
dad's a
yeah.
police detective,
I'm
generally
investigating.
they let you go.
Yeah.
You're reasonably confident there's nothing there.
Nothing there. Okay.
Henri and Jess, at the same time, is there anything that you effectively are doing apart from watching these people crawl on our floor?
I'm like, I want to see if there's anything else that I think is related to the Book of the Dead.
Right, well, all right. So you look around, I'll give it to you as a freebie. There are a few things, like some of the pictures that Howard's taken, some of the bas relief, etc. A lot of the Egyptian artefacts talk about it, especially because this was taken from Tutankhamun's tomb. There'll be a lot of reference to the Book of the Dead,
Mm-hmm.
because obviously that's what they used to prepare the bodies for their transport to the afterlife. So yes, a lot. A lot.
So nothing sticking out that this might be what they're next after, or if someone was going to steal something.
No, not
in
really.
addition, just yeah.
So did they get an actual statement out of the security guard at all?
Who are you asking?
The chief.
The chief or just another?
Yeah, Chief said,
another
"Oh, look, yeah,
detective?
yeah." One of the detectives questioned him. He just said that there was a cowled man who appeared to be trying to smash the this particular display, and when he was challenged, he pulled the gun out and shot. Luckily, the security guard was able to dive out of the way in time to just be shot in the shoulder, and of course,
Yeah.
by the time then he raised the alarm, the thief was gone.
Have I been to this museum? Or
I presume so.
I would assume I've been here a hell of a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been into the library a lot.
There's no actual public library associated with the.
I understand that, but they let me read books.
Yeah, but you would need to make an appointment to do that, though.
Oh, I haven't before.
Well, I think you might have.
So they wouldn't have been security.
I think I actually charmed one of the attendants to actually.
Oh, right. Okay, did
let
you really?
Me, yes.
So, do you think you can? Let's see. Give me a luck roll to see if you can find the museum attendant first up in the chaos.
It's a 3. Oh, is it one roll? 3?
No, it's like a percentile.
Okay, sorry. 31.
Yeah, you can find out.
Yeah.
And there's a. Let's give you a benefit of the doubt. Young gentleman
Young
Yeah.
gentleman.
who is one of the museum employees. Yes.
Yes, and I'm sure I've spoken to him before.
Have you spoken to him before?
Yes.
Ooh. We'll say it's not at
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Hi.
Hello.
I actually was wondering if you wouldn't mind. I know you're really busy, and I know it's been quite horrific here.
Oh,
but
terrible day.
The other day, when I was in the, I'm going to call it the library.
Yes.
The library, having a look at that book that you said I could have a look at. It was all about the Egyptians.
Yes.
My favourite scarf got left there.
Oh,
and it's
no.
quite precious. It was actually it's from my mother.
Oh,
She actually,
no. Oh, that's terrible.
passed away in the
Oh,
car
yes.
crash.
Yeah, terrible, terrible.
It was horrific, and I really do need it.
Persuade roll.
But, first one, 17.
17.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, look, that's terrible. I'm sorry.
I know. Would you let me just pop in and I know exactly where
I'll have to come with you.
Really?
Yes,
Did
it's
you
probably
think you
policy.
Do you think well, last time you didn't, you just stayed.
Yeah, but that was daytime and there was no robbery.
No robbery, yes, true. They could actually be
Your father
there.
is a detective after
Yeah.
all, so you're
Yeah.
trustworthy.
Yeah. So, okay, I'll let him,
All right, so
but I'll dodge. Because I can do dodge my
I
way from
don't
him.
think dodge is actually used in that.
And stealth.
Stealth would
I'll
probably.
use my combined library use and dodge.
Oh, well, I think stealth is probably the one to use.
Stealth. I've got nothing for that. I'll go with dodge. Dodge is.
Yeah, I don't think you can dodge. He's not hitting you.
Anyway, so he grabs a big wad of keys out and he walks
Mm.
through one of the side entrances, and sort of goes in, unlocks the door, and sort of turns the lights on, like slowly come up. There's this just huge room of shelves, a few scattered desks, but obviously not a commercial or a public library. It's obviously
Yeah.
very specific.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've been in that area before, so I just go straight to the Egyptian stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually want to have a look, and I'll just go ahead and do it and see if he says anything. With the cocoon, and has got the association with the frogs.
Right.
I want
Okay.
to find out more about the frogs.
Okay. Give me a history roll.
39. And history is 75.
Nice. Okay. So you basically can go through, and there's not a lot about Kek. So Kek was the god of darkness and chaos
Of course he is.
before time began. He was the god of obscurity, hidden in the darkness. The Egyptians saw the night time, the time without light of the sun, as a reflection of the chaotic darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Kek and Kauket being the female form, according to commonly held Egyptian mythology, were part of 8 primordial deities called the Ogdode. These deities were worshipped in Hermopolis as the deities of chaos. They consisted of 4 male-female couples, represented by frogs and serpents, each with different functions and attributes. While Kek was depicted as a frog-headed man, Kauket was represented as a serpent-headed woman. Evidence can be traced back to the Egyptian Old Kingdom from 2575 to 2134 BC, where the primordial Ogdode were worshipped on the banks of the Nile. The Egyptians themselves believed that before the earth was created, there was nothing but dark, directionless, chaotic, watery mass. And in this chaos is where those gods lay.
While all this has been happening,
Yes.
talking to my fellow officers, did any of the security outside notice anyone suspicious leaving?
No, to answer your question. You would need help.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Would not be
Mm.
to do something like this would not be a one-person job.
Is the frog that saw the colours, the same colours as those deities, like the frog-headed.
Cue dramatic music. Yes.
Yes. And you were saying, what, there's 8 of these?
Of that primordial group of gods, that's correct.
And all, you said there was a mixture of
4
frogs
male, 4
and-
female.
Okay, so if there's 4 frogs, are they all the same frogs apart from...
No, so the Kek Cow Ket dyad was effectively the main frog-headed god.
I thought Calket, whatever you
Was
said, was a
serpent,
serpent
yeah.
head and it's female.
Yes.
And Kek is a frog
Headed
headed
male.
man or male. Yeah. And it's the same colour. Well, why am I thinking of those? Why?
Why?
Why? What have I? Why?
Why? Why indeed?
Why? That's bothering me.
I can see that.
Yes, so, I'll take the book.
What?
In my gown. He's not watching. I'm
Um,
just going to loan it.
yeah, okay, so that would probably be sleight of hand, which you're probably not very good at. But
Oh, I've got absolutely 0 scores there.
so, give me a sleight of hand to try to find the book.
Oh no. 74.
He comes up and says, you can't take it.
Oh, just cleaning it. I just wanted to make sure my fingerprints were
I'll
on it.
kind of need it back now.
Yeah, I'll give it back.
So, 'cause, I'm just cleaning it
Just
and
cleaning
putting
it.
it inside my
Well, it's
coat.
stolen. It's
Yeah.
going to last me. My sleight of hand's much better.
So he puts it back
Yeah.
on the shelf and
Yeah.
effectively escorts you
Yeah.
out.
And I'm very gracious, thank you.
Oh, yes,
and
yes,
all
yes,
this sort of
yes.
Did you
stuff.
find your scar?
Yes, it's tucked away in my pocket.
Excellent.
Very good. Any of you doing anything else before the night closes?
No.
Well, if I can't glean anything else from the other detectives and police and whatever, I guess
You can go to the hospital.
I could go to the hospital. Time is it?
It's night.
How far's the hospital?
But
15
you're the
minutes.
police, you can go in.
Oh yeah. All right, I'll go to the hospital.
All right, you all going to the hospital, or are you just going to the hospital, Paul? Are you taking Nancy? What are you doing?
Oh, probably just me. I don't think they're going to want a crowd.
Okay,
I assume there'll be security there
Yeah.
for
Let us in.
I
to
can
see
escort these two home.
lovely. Thank you,
Okay.
Henri.
Yes.
Okay, so while you're escorting them home, you go
I'll
across
go
to
to the
the.
hospital and inquire about, if he's conscious or whatever.
So yeah,
all
look,
that, and if I can question him at all.
yeah, of course you're a well-standing detective in the New York Police Department. You go up to the man, and he's there, and he's obviously undergone surgery, so he's quite groggy
Fair enough.
because the bullet was in fact lodged in his shoulder.
Okay. Yeah. Can you tell me exactly what happened? Well, as much as you can remember.
Shot me.
hmm So was he a big fellow? Or
Wearing a robe.
I know he's wearing a robe, but was he like 6 foot or
A long
From
way
face.
away.
a long way away? Fair enough. I'll let him rest, I guess.
All right.
There's no one suspicious hanging around there that I could
No, there was
see.
a police guard outside the front door.
Excellent. I'll just ask him if he's noticed anything.
No, just Chief Price said that we needed to be out here and just make sure that he was safe. We don't believe there's any reprisals or anything else which would happen, so we're reasonably confident that he'll be okay, but just in case.
Excellent. Carry on then.
All right,
I'll see you in the office.
lovely. Okay, so you wander and head home. So would you like to roll me a spot hidden?
I would. Oh, 85. Should be alright. 8? 81! Just make it!
I can say 86.
55.
Out of
75.
okay, you go. Something's not right
Is this at our front door?
in your apartment. You realise
Surely I would know my apartment.
that
somewhere.
You're tired.
someone
Dad.
has gone through your university notes.
No,
it.
Yes, they have.
Oh my God, I am so peeved off.
What's wrong,
Yes.
I
Nancy?
am running around trying to collate, fix them up. Oh my God, oh my God.
What's wrong?
Somebody's
What's wrong?
taken my notes.
No, they've rifled through them.
I'm checking everything.
Okay, you're checking everything?
Yeah.
Can I
making
see
sure.
how they broke in? Like, does the door
So your
been-
spot hidden was 75. What did you roll?
55.
55. Can't quite tell what's gone, but something's gone.
Something has, I know in my heart, something has gone.
Something has gone.
Yeah.
You're absolutely sure something's gone.
Yeah.
Just can't work it out.
There's nothing else missing in the apartment. that I
No,
can
apparently
see.
the rest of the apartment, including, any valuables and stuff, are all still
Has
there.
anything else been...
Was the window
Search.
jammed open or the door kicked
No,
or
no sign of forced entry.
no sign of forced entry?
Good question, police detective. No sign of forced entry.
Was drawers in that open or just my
No,
stuff?
clearly just went straight to your stuff.
Something.
Was there a sign of unforced entry?
Not that you can tell. Very good.
Okay.
So Henri, being the gentleman, escorts you home, then heads home. Paul eventually gets home, says, "Don't ever talk to people who are drugged." Aunt Jess is still set up in her spot, so all is good, and you go to sleep. And next couple of days roll on. Not much happens.
So
You
I'll be
boring.
inquiring at work about any progress. as to
Look, there's not much more. They go down to the guy, apart from the guy who is apparently dressed in some sort of robes, walked up and had a hammer in his hand, smashed this when challenged, drew a gun, shot, took whatever was ever in there, and left.
That's it. And what about the general? What's his name? Harold. The guys are still in town.
Howard Carter? Oh, well, I think he's probably still in town. But
Been anything like in the gossip or whatever?
Yeah, in the news.
What's the goss?
has
Well,
there been
in the
anything
paper.
in the news?
In the Bugle.
Well, the Bugle's from Chicago.
Okay, what's the
Or
one
whatever
in
the New York
New York?
rag is.
The New York Times. Is there anything there?
In fact, there is. And it
What's
would
the
be really good
goss?
if I actually organise this so I could actually get to it in order. Goodness me.
Somebody's rifled through your stuff too.
Ah,
Oh, you can hand the whole shit over. We won't mind.
in the paper.
In the paper. Do you want to read it, Aunt Jess, this time?
Sure, lovely. Might need my glasses. Artifacts stolen on Thursday, 30th of August during Howard Carter's historic address to an elite crowd at the New York Natural History Museum. A brazen thief smashed a glass case and made off with a priceless artifact. The assembled crowd heard a scream from the security guard, the breaking of glass and the sound of the alarm ringing out. By the time they, including the mayor and the police chief, Francis Price, they left you out, Paul.
I wasn't on duty.
The culprit had made off, leaving an injured security guard in his wake. Chief Price took control of the situation and instigated a lockdown, but too late. The thief had escaped the building.
Or did he?
After some time, the lecture continued and Mr. Carter was rushed off straight after the address. It was Howard Carter distraught. It was reported that the famed explorer was distraught with the theft from the exhibition last night. Although no formal announcement has been made, the Independent has been informed by sources close to the museum that the artifact stolen is none other than the fabled Papyrus of Annie. And that's A-N-I, not A-N-N-I-E.
Okay.
Nothing to do with the show, which forms part of the Book of the Dead. Carter was keen to work with other archaeologists to uncover additional content from the papyrus that may have been omitted from the actual book. Police investigations are continuing.
Is there much competition in the archaeological world?
Sounds more.
Oh yes, yes, most definitely. Everybody wants to discover something.
But I mean, like to the point of stealing things. You
Well,
wouldn't have a rival archaeologist or something, would it?
Indiana or something.
Could be. There could be a Mr. Jones. I don't know.
So he wants to work with other archaeologists. I wonder if